what all components do people really need? I guess, because I think there's a lot of people saying, oh, well, you need this, you need that, but obviously it depends on your expectations as to what you're going to do. But
That's what
if
reality
you're,
is. But what's happening is they think they need. All right, I need 3 solar panels, and I need 100 amp battery, and I need an inverter. Didn't realize I needed an inverter with a transfer switch, or I needed a transfer switch to make it all work. Well, anyways, they buy all the components, and then they find out, geez, it only runs my refrigerator for a day and a half. And I can't really run anything else. It wasn't enough. It doesn't run the air, or it might run the air conditioner for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and that's all I get. And if I would have just done something differently, a little bit better components, a little bit, more storage, and uh,
and is there, okay, and then
You
to
know, just
jump on that.
just
Yep,
real quickly,
yep,
just for
yes,
conversation, you had mentioned, we get an inverter, and then
yeah,
and then, oh well, then I'll need something. And
yes,
I mean, just in life, whether you're redesigning your backyard
yes,
or whether
oh
you're
yeah,
doing a kitchen remodel, it's most importantly before demo is done, before you move a single thing, is you have your contractor come over and you walk it out and you decide, I want the fountain there, and I want.
right,
And if you don't have a full picture, if they don't go out and actually make a drawing for you, and
mm-hmm,
if you don't see it, it's never going to be. You never can just do a remodel
yeah,
one stage at a time
yeah,
and designing it as you go, because
yeah,
it's we've all been in houses that look like
yeah,
that. You wonder
yeah,
why,
yeah,
you know, the Winchester Mystery House.
right, yeah,
it's the perfect answer
yeah,
because I had when you're doing a remodel, the most expensive part of the remodel is not knowing what you're going to do before you do it.
And then you rip something out.
You're halfway through it and think, well, geez, I wish I would have had that. So I need to tear this all out. There goes $3,000 into stuff. Put 5,000 in or whatever. Your answer was perfect. I mean, that's exactly right.
That's just.
And that's what's happening.
but
That's what.
so how can we ask a question that's going to help other Brinkley owners specifically
Good question.
in, like, when they're looking at this, can they call Victron and say, you know, here's what we'd like to do. Can you help us that way? Or do you have a list of people in my area that are capable to help us do that? I mean, is that something, or is that not something?
No, and so that's great. So a couple of things is people knowing their expectations.
Yeah.
We need to know how it's wired, whether it's a Brinkley customer,
Yeah.
or is anything can be done
Mm-hmm.
to whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't ever be told that you can't, because you can be.
Mm-hmm.
It just takes enough money.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do whatever your expectation is. Finding someone where they're able to understand your expectations, can actually follow through with it, can let you know we're getting on the level of absurd, but we can do it. I mean, these are all viable things. And you need to have someone that can help you with that. You need to understand that it might involve opening up every single wall of your trailer to run different. But that can be done. That's an extreme, and that's usually not the case. But a Brinkley customer, a Tiffin customer, no matter what unit it is, whether it has only 2 wheels, 6 wheels, more wheels, if it's got an engine in the front and the back, or you're pulling it with a truck, everything can be tailored to what you need. You just need to find someone that's willing to take the time to listen to you, to find out what that is, and then to help you guys get to there. One thing to keep in mind is we can theoretically design a system. I can design a system that will start that air conditioner. We can put a soft start on it. We can have it where it's running the 2 at one time. It can run 3 ACs at one time. I can calculate all of that, but I can't control if those solar panels are in the sun or if they're not. If that unit's sitting in a shaded area or not. So just as much as you have expectations and we can set and build to a plateau, to a level of what your expectations are, there's always things that are well beyond what we design. With that being said, kind of one of those things to overcome that is a larger battery bank. If you think that you need 1 day of autonomy in the world of your RV, that's probably not true, because you don't know what shady days do for you. You don't know there's that perfect spot that we could spend an extra couple of days there. So how do you overcome that? Do you have an onboard generator that you're okay with using to top it off when you need to? Is solar panels really the only way that you're getting that power? And so having more reserve capacity at hand is never going to hurt you. No one has ever said, I've had way too much battery storage, but by golly, when they don't have enough, it's a huge problem. So
It is. And that, Ryan, that was a great answer, because for us, we're going to be going to the Smoky Mountains for 3 weeks at the end of September to middle of October. All of those campgrounds, there's no shore power.
Mm-hmm.
You either have to have solar or you have to run your generators during a specific time. We would like to be not running the generator, having to worry about the propane and the gas. We'd like to do solar. It's probably going to end up being a mix, because some of our campsites are going to be shaded. Because obviously you would like some of that shade. But that was great, because the expectations are, you need to have reality in that as well. That it's not going to be ideal, just because you have all this solar capability and all of the components to do it, those factors, that it may be a cloudy day. You may be under a tree or whatever. But having the capability of having enough batteries, that makes a lot of sense.
And and this seems like a very small, and it probably isn't that big of a thing, but you can be in a campground and you can be in a spot for 3 days and you can move within the campground. You can speak to the campground host and say, you know what, that spot opened up. Can I move over there? Whether it's into the shade because you've been in the sun for the last 3 days, or vice versa. You're like, I need to get out of here. I'm willing to give that primo spot up for another 2 days, because I know where I'm going next.
Right.
It's going to be a really wooded area or something. So don't ever underestimate that.